Food waste is a massive problem in Australia, with around 7,500 tonnes being discarded every year. That equates to about 4 kilos per household per week. But it doesn't have to be that way. I'm Anna the Urban Nanna, and I'm here to show you how we can use scraptastic cooking to make the most out of everything and save you some money. Scraptastic cooking means using every part of the food that you buy in one way or another. One of my favourite foods to get scraptastic with is celery. Rather than buying stuff wrapped in plastic, I prefer to use the whole bunch. So try to buy your celery new, and when you get home, wrap it in a damp tea towel and pop it in the fridge. The main reason people will stop eating celery from the fridge is because it's gone a bit wibbly. Storing it cut in containers wrapped in paper towel or a tea towel will mean it stays crunchy for weeks. And if you've got the space in the door of your fridge, just pop the ribs into a vase and they'll stay there crunchy for up to a month. A common misconception is that the leaves of celery aren't edible, but in fact that's where a heap of the flavour is. So rather than tossing them, consider using them as a salad green, adding to a pesto or green smoothie, or even dehydrating them so you've got a crunchy celery flavour to add to dips, soups and stir fries. If you become really fond of eating celery greens, why not save the base of the celery, pop it in a little dish, and it'll regrow leaves within a few weeks. If there are any other pieces of the celery that you think you won't eat fresh or dehydrated, pop it into a container in the freezer with all your other veggie scraps, and once it's full, whack it in a pot, fill it with water, brew for a few hours, and you've got delicious homemade stock. This bunch of spring onions may look familiar to you. Most people will look at that and think they have to throw it away, but you don't. Spring onion, when stored properly, can stay crisp and crunchy for weeks. One of the methods of keeping spring onion crunchy is to simply wrap it in a damp tea towel and pop it in the fridge. Another option is to pop them into a vase just like they were a bunch of flowers and keep that in the fridge door. Spring onions will reshoot very readily if you just pop the bases into a little bowl of water. This one was cut 2 days ago and you can already see the amount of growth it's had. One of the coolest things I like to do with a big healthy bunch of spring onions is to shallow fry their roots until they turn all crispy, and I can use them as toppers on any yum bowl or sushi dishes. And finally, if you want things chopped and ready to go, chop your spring onions, wrap them in a damp towel and keep them in a container in the fridge. They'll stay crunchy for weeks. Most vegetables have many more usable parts than we think. So rather than throwing out scraps, reimagine them and see how else you might be able to use them.